All right. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Crazy Talk from your special host, the Banana Menser, from the Tarnish Coast, representing the Straight Jacket Syndicate here. Here I actually have the guest and the guild leader of the Straight Jacket Syndicate. This is Aralak, also
Hey,
known
people.
as Mason. He is a wonderful, wonderful guild leader, guys. How are you doing today, good sir?
I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
Oh, I am actually doing just great. Well, since you actually are a guild leader, we come to ask you just a couple of questions that the fans actually have. Let's actually go over here to the forums. One question that they actually have is, what is it like to be a guild leader? The guild actually has between 80 and 100 members. How does it feel to actually be in charge of all those people?
Well, my co-guild lead actually has talked about this with me, and he says that leaders are good if they don't want to have guild lead. It's important to respect the position, and I feel that if you do that, I just don't sound like I'm quoting some movie, but I feel that if you do that and you do that correctly, that people will look to you, and if you've done that, then you know you've done your job correctly.
Awesome, awesome. Another question that people actually have is, how did you guys actually start the Straight Jacket Syndicate, and where did you come up with the name? It's not really something that common that you see around. So how did you guys actually come up with that?
Um, Actually, I didn't come up with the name myself. A good friend of mine that's quit the game recently, sadly, but she came up with what was it called? Straight Jacket Elite. It was a guild that she ran on Guild Wars 1. She was in our circle of friends in Guild Wars 1. So the inner circle of people that started it, we came from VIR and Guild Wars 1, and we actually started on Emery Bay. Then we switched over here to Tarnished, and it's been great ever since. Uh,
Okay, awesome.
yeah, Straight Jacket Syndicate. It just sort of rolled off the tongue.
Indeed, it does. SJS is a very, very proud guild, and we love you guys all very much. You do a very, very good job. Uh, Another question is, we know that you are a you haven't been commanding for a little while in World v World, but we do know that you are a very well-known commander.
I've been
Uh,
slacking.
what is it like to actually take charge and be a commander in such a World v World situation where you not only take your guild members, but you also take over other random people in the actual event? Tell me what some of your strategies are and what you actually plan to do in the future with Tarnish Coast.
Oh, you just want purely strategies?
It's up to you.
Um, well, the mindset is big. It takes a little bit to get adjusted to the mindset where you're like, wow, I'm actually leading these people around, and you press whatever button you have mapped to looking behind you, and you just see like 30, 40 people following you. It's great, but at the same time, it's also a little bit of a burden. You got to be prepared for knowing what's coming and outthinking your enemy. It's a big World v World is a big chessboard, and your Zerg are your pawns. And believe it or not, World v World is a numbers game, so you got to know what you can do when you can do it. As far as strategies go, I like to hit the enemy where they're least expecting it. So if I can just think along those lines throughout the whole course of the commanding session, if I can just think where the enemy's not going to least expect me, and then that's where we'll strike. It usually turns out fairly well.
Awesome, awesome. That's some great advice we have for us. Now, just you personally, since you are a very avid Guild Wars 2 player, what would you recommend to a lot of the new players that are actually out there to help get them started and to help, you know, help them choose a class and maybe become a little more active in the game? Because I can do this for personal experience. It's kind of hard to get started off in this game, especially if you're going in alone.
Um, yeah, it is going alone is very difficult. First off, definitely find a friend to help you get through some of the stuff in case you don't understand it, or just to explain some things to you that you just might not be able to get. But I would recommend trying at least every class once. And I know that some people are going to be like, well, this class is a late bloomer and you really can't judge this class until it's 80 and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, I know all that, but you really can't judge a class by its covers until you've really done all the ins and outs of it, and then you can make a finalized statement. So just try everything at least once, maybe even to level 10 minimum. Just see how you like the gameplay, because it's usually fairly indicative of how the end game is. Maybe sort of, kind of, you know. You'll get it.
Awesome indeed. All right. Do you have any shout outs that you actually want to make? Anyone you want to actually thank for helping you get far or to help in your progress at all? I do know that we are going to give a big shout out to the actual guild. It's going to go to www.engine.sjs.com, guys. That's going to get you set up with the Straight Jacket Syndicate website. Go there to register and hopefully help get recruited. If you do actually end up being interested in the guild and you are accepted, we will contact you in game. Either R like myself or one of the other actual officers will help you out. But anyway, did you have any final comments, man?
Give a shout out to my mom. Thanks for giving birth to me and stuff. I like being alive. And thank you, Banana Mancer, for setting this up. This is fantastic.
You are welcome, my friends. And all I can say, ladies and gentlemen, is stay awesome and stay crazy.